There's nobody here. So fabulous. Right, okay, we're at Port Chippy in Amlwch, or Amlwch. I'm not sure even if that's the way to say it. But yeah, this is our first day away with the grandson and our niece. And yeah, it's fabulous. You know, the service was good. It's very, very quiet today. It's very quiet in the Chippy, actually. Very quiet here. There's a walk down to the beach, a couple of ways down to the harbour, both sides. And you can see in the background, you can see the bay there. Yeah, the staff were friendly, polite, well dressed. The place was tidy, spotless. It's got benches outside the front. It's an ideal location. Now, my wife, grandson Jacob and niece Georgia, they've gone back up over there onto the benches outside the Chippy to have their lunch. And we're going to get a milkshake on the way back. Just up from Amlwch, the milk local cows. It's £2.50 for the bottle, which sounds expensive, but then you put the bottle in a machine. And again, it could be £2.50 for you to fill it full of milkshake of your choice. And the machine will do that. And like I say, it's slightly pasteurised apparently from local cows around here. So it's all good stuff. So yeah, it's not cheap. So it costs basically £5 for this. But it's a novelty thing and it's somewhere to park up. And it's better than spending that kind of money on a load of crap, because at least it's healthy for you, mostly, isn't it? So, and they've got all kinds of flavours, or you could just have milk and it's chilled. There's nobody here. So fabulous. Now then, what have I got? Oops, a little sachet of tartar sauce. You know, I don't mind sachets of tartar sauce. I understand that they're handy and I don't normally bother with the sachets. So let's go with this first. This is a pea fritter and they're cooking beef dripping in this one. Let's have a little look. That looks all right, doesn't it? It's roasting hot. That's a lovely, lovely crispy batter. Nice subtle pea fritters. The batter's got salt on it, so I'm getting that bit of salt to the peas, otherwise they'd be pretty much just as I like them, you know, just plain. I don't like too much going on. I don't mind it if I know it's going to be minted peas. I don't mind it because I'm expecting mint. But that batter is super crispy. They're good pea fritters. We've got pickled gherkin here, battered pickled gherkin. Again, it's all on that batter. When my daughters were growing up, we used to have a static caravan here on Anglesey. Benlec, be calling into Benlec tomorrow. They're really nice. Pickled eggs, pickled onions, anything pickled. And the idea of it was to break down, to cut through any grease that we were consuming. Great idea. Not enough people actually eat the pickles when they're having their food, really. What we've got here is they're large fish and chips. Cardboard packaging, always good. Always love this kind of stuff, I really do. Now, when you ask for a large there, you get 3 pieces instead of just the one. They weigh all the sizes of the fish. Let me just put that over the side here. Now, the chips. I wasn't expecting that. You know, with them being so pale and the fish being sat on them like it was. Let's get stuck into this fish. Look how white and crisp. That's delicious. That batter's sensational. Look at that. How delicious does that look? Oh yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful location. Because I used to come up here when my girls were just children. Well, you still look at them as children, don't you? Even though they're adults now. Let's try their curry. Well, it's quite chunky. Now, there's a lot of it missing here because my wife's put some on hers. Very wobbly. I know it's going to sound strange, this, but it's almost got an oxo soup kind of taste to it. There's spice going on there. Try it with a bit of this fish. Anything so I can eat this fish, hey? Goes well. There's quite a lot of salt going on. I don't know whether it's just in here. I don't think I'd put salt on my chips if I was having this curry. I'd just have the curry over the top. But it is nice. Let's go with the gravy. Again, some of it's missing because my niece Georgia has gone for battered sausage and chips, little sausage, and poured a load of gravy over the top of it. So she's enjoying that now. We'll put outside the chippy. Well, it's quite subtle. That's not just because of eating curry. A little something missing from that. Maybe a little of the beefiness that you would expect with a gravy. But at the same time, it's okay. We're going back to the beach today. We've already been once metal detecting. And we've got two little kids metal detectors. And had to throw a few coins in the ground, the way, you know, in the sand, the way you do. Don't know whether we found them all. Back to the computer with this when we get back. Look at a low one, somewhere in the middle, a high one. And then I'll do mine. We'll see you there. 1 star. Food now cooked in beef dripping, no longer veggie or vegan friendly. 3 star. Potential to be a fabulous chippy is ruined by their very strange fish portions. Essentially, they have one size fish, which is mini. If you want a regular size portion, you are presented with 2 tiny pieces. If you want a large size portion of fish, you are presented with 3 tiny pieces. So absolutely no chance of a lovely, big, thick, juicy piece of fish, and the batter ratio is all wrong. The large portion of chips that I bought to share with my husband was the size of a regular portion of chips at every other chippy I've used. They were out of stock of the pie that my husband wanted, but they did have a steak and kidney pudding, which he did thoroughly enjoy. I would not go there again if I wanted fish, but the chips were tasty. I mean, I have to agree with portion sizes. I'd have liked a few more chips myself because they were tasty. So, you know. So mine, 5 star, staying just a few miles from Port Chippy. Couldn't wait to give it a try. Beef dripping is my favourite cooking medium, so it was high on my list. I'd already read a few reviews and knew the fish portions were all about the same weight, being between 3 and 4 ounces, or roughly 85 to 114 grams each. So 1 piece is classed as a mini, 2 pieces as regular, 3 pieces as large. And now you order your chips on top of that, you would say a mini with chips, and you know the price of the mini at this moment, or 1 piece of fish, is £3.50. You see on the images, really nice. That suited me perfectly on this trip, as I love beef dripping batter, and the more of it, the better. It also made it easier to share. Portion of chips wasn't particularly generous, and I'd have liked a few more, but they were delicious and cooked just right. The haddock was wonderfully fresh and white with a slight sweetness that paired beautifully with the crisp golden batter. The pea fritter, also coated in that same tasty batter, was tender with a subtle flavour that worked well. Curry sauce had a thick consistency, slightly sweet with a pleasant spicy kick. The gravy was thick too, but silky smooth, with a gentle beefy flavour. Ending the meal with battered pickled gherkins was a brilliant choice. They were soft inside, wrapped in a super crispy batter. Pickled anything is a great way to refresh the palate. All my family members really enjoyed their meals that day. Cooking in beef dripping, payment cash or card, hygiene rating 5, fish reviewed, haddock. Now also, I've been sent Chippy Chat and fast food. It's a fabulous little magazine for chip shop owners and those in the trade, fish and chip shop industry. Between the 7th and the 13th of July, that's now obviously, Great British Pea Week. So it's a case of supporting your peas. I mean, that sounds strange, doesn't it? But why not? Why not? This sort of ends on the 13th, which is Sunday when this video comes out. So it's not too late. Get some mushy peas. Better still, get to a chippy and get some mushy peas on your plate. Why not? Beef fritters too, if you can. So that's it. See you on the next one.